Peter Bogdanovich's What's Up, Doc? Is a cinematic adrenaline shot, a vibrant, affectionate, and occasionally unhinged tribute to the screwball comedies of the 1930s. Set against the hilly backdrop of San Francisco, the film orchestrates a chaotic collision of four identical bags, containing stolen jewels, top-secret government documents, and the most precious, life-altering igneous rocks in cinematic history. Because, naturally, every high-stakes musicology convention requires a supply of volcanic sediment. Basically, the premise is simple enough to fit on a post-it note, but Bogdanovich inflates it into a high-octane carousel that never lets the audience catch their breath. Barbra Streisand radiates as Judy Maxwell, an impulsive, brilliant college dropout who descends upon Howard's life like a whirlwind in a tweed coat. Streisand is the engine here, operating at a level of manic brilliance that makes everyone else look like they're waiting for a bus. She treats dialogue like a contact sport, tossing off one-liners with the precision of a sniper. Then are introduced to Dr. Howard Bannister, played by Ryan O'Neal with all the charisma of a damp cardboard box, which, to be fair, is exactly what the film requires of him. Howard is a musicologist obsessed with tabula rocks, because apparently, the most thrilling pursuit in academia is banging stones together while wearing a suit that suggests he is perpetually ready for a funeral he doesn't want to attend. The supporting cast is nothing short of a comedic goldmine. Dr. Howard Bannister's fiancée is Eunice Burns, played by Madeline Kahn in a film debut so brilliant it's almost insulting to the rest of the cast. She is suburban perfection that you'll find yourself genuinely rooting for the hotel to spontaneously combust just so she has to stop talking. Austin Pendleton, meanwhile, portrays a wealthy grant benefactor with a kind of wide-eyed, fragile eccentricity that suggests his primary hobby is staring directly at the sun. Bogdanovich, having previously been a critic, clearly treated this film like a love letter to old Hollywood. He clearly spent his youth studying Howard Hawks' Bringing Up Baby until his eyes bleeded, and he brings that same maniacal energy to 1972. He understands that for a comedy to work, the dialogue must overlap until it sounds like a shouting match in a boiler room, and the slapstick must be destructive enough to bankrupt an insurance company. The centerpiece of this madness is the San Francisco car chase, a sequence that defies gravity, logic, and the structural integrity of the city's hilly landscape. It is a masterpiece of tactical carnage, proving that if you put enough vehicles on a steep incline, eventually, someone is going to end up in a flower shop. Seriously, it's a sequence of such glorious, destructive stupidity that it makes modern CGI-heavy action scenes look like a slow-motion map. Is the film an academic exercise in nostalgia? Occasionally, yes. It feels like a love letter to Howard Hawks that was written with a slightly frantic hand. O'Neal wears his confusion like a tight pair of pants, visibly, but without much grace. Let's be real. He looks like he's perpetually waiting for someone to tell him where to stand so he doesn't get hit by a falling piano, but when you have Streisand operating at this volume, it hardly matters. Ultimately, What's Up, Doc? Is a joyous, breakneck piece of escapism. It is a comic shell game that knows exactly how to manipulate its audience into a state of hysterical fatigue. The film was a massive box office hit for a reason. In 1972, audiences were desperate for a break from the grit, and Bogdanovich delivered a sugary, chaotic, and impeccably timed dessert. It is a masterpiece of absurdity, proving that if you put enough plaid bags in a room, you can justify almost any level of nonsense. Now, if you'll kindly excuse me, I need to go lock up my suitcase, double-check my rocks, and figure out why on earth I just spent 2 hours watching a man get chased by a library cart.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and pass it along to a friend. I'm eager to hear your perspective, so drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell icon to stay in the loop for every update. See you next time.